Hi. Welcome to Inference. In this video, I will be talking about truth. Truth is a central concept in many areas of life, from philosophy to science. In this video, we will explore the different ways in which truth is understood, and the different roles it plays in our lives. Truth has been a central concern of philosophers since the dawn of Western philosophy in the ancient Greek world. Plato, for example, famously argued that there is a realm of abstract forms which are the only true reality and that our everyday experience is merely an illusion. Aristotle, on the other hand, claimed that truth lies in correspondence with reality and that our beliefs and statements are only true if they accurately describe the world as it is. The concept of truth also plays an important role in science. The scientific method is based on the idea of testing hypotheses against reality to see if they are true. And the goal of science is often said to be the search for the truth about the natural world. But the truth is not just a concern of philosophers and scientists. It is also important in everyday life. We often need to know whether the things people tell us are true, and we need to be able to tell whether our own beliefs and statements are true. So what is truth? Unfortunately, there is no easy answer to this question. Philosophers have proposed many different definitions of truth over the centuries, and there is still no consensus about what the concept means. One popular definition of truth is the correspondence theory, which says that a statement is true if it corresponds to reality. This is the view that Aristotle defended, and it is still widely accepted today. Another popular definition is the coherence theory, which says that a belief is true if it coheres with other beliefs we hold. This view was defended by the German philosopher Immanuel Kant, and it has been influential in recent years. There are also many other theories of truth, including the pragmatic theory, the deflationary theory, and the semantic theory. Each of these has its strengths and weaknesses, and there is still much debate about which is the best way to understand truth. In addition to the different theories of truth, there are also different types of truth. The most important distinction is between objective and subjective truth. Objective truth is the truth that is independent of our beliefs and opinions. It is the kind of truth that we aim for in science, and it is the kind of truth that corresponds to reality. Subjective truth, on the other hand, is the truth that depends on our beliefs and opinions. It is the kind of truth that we find in art and literature, and it is the kind of truth that coheres with our other beliefs. The distinction between objective and subjective truth is important, but it is also difficult to draw. Many things, such as the meaning of a work of art, can be both objective and subjective at the same time. And it is often hard to tell whether a particular belief is true because it corresponds to reality, or because it coheres with our other beliefs. The concept of truth is complex and difficult to understand, but it is also important. In order to understand what we should do, we need to be grounded as much as possible in objective truth. Being grounded in objective truth will ensure that we make the proper distinctions and are able to discriminate sound concepts from error, thus allowing us to reach our potential. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in the question of whether we can understand the objective truth of reality. This interest has been spurred by several factors, including the increasing popularity of scientific and philosophical naturalism, the rise of postmodernism, and the growing awareness of the limitations of our cognitive abilities. There are several ways in which we can try to understand the objective truth of reality. One approach is to appeal to our intuitions about what is real. This approach has the advantage of being relatively simple and straightforward, but it has the disadvantage of being subject to the limitations of our intuitions. Another approach is to appeal to our best scientific theories. This approach has the advantage of being based on our best available evidence, but it has the disadvantage of being subject to the limitations of our current scientific knowledge. A third approach is to appeal to our concept of reality. This approach has the advantage of being relatively abstract and general, but it has the disadvantage of being subject to the limitations of our conceptual abilities. All of these approaches have their advantages and disadvantages, and none of them is likely to lead us to a complete and final understanding of the objective truth of reality. But each of them can give us some insight into this important question, and together they can help us to get a better understanding of the nature of reality. Truth is a concept that has been debated by philosophers and thinkers for centuries. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato is credited with first introducing the idea of objective truth, which is the belief that there is a reality that exists independent of our perceptions or opinions. This concept was further developed by Aristotle, who argued that truth is a matter of correspondence between our beliefs and reality. The concept of objective truth continued to be debated by philosophers throughout the centuries, with some arguing that it is impossible to know anything for certain and that all truth is subjective. This debate was famously captured in René Descartes' famous statement, cogito, ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. The philosophical debate surrounding truth took on a new urgency in the 20th century with the rise of totalitarianism, and the rise of the scientific method. The philosopher Karl Popper argued that the scientific method was the only way to achieve objective knowledge and that all other methods, such as those used by totalitarian regimes, were simply a way of imposing subjective beliefs on others. The debate about truth continues to this day, with many different interpretations and definitions. The modern view of truth is that it is relative and subjective. This means that what is true for one person may not be true for another, and that there is no absolute, objective truth that applies to everyone. This view of truth has its roots in the philosophy of relativism, which holds that there is no absolute, objective reality and that all truths are relative to the individual. This philosophy has been influential in the development of modern thought and has led to the widespread belief that truth is subjective. However, some argue that the modern view of truth is mistaken and that there is such a thing as objective truth. These people point to the fact that there are certain truths that are universally accepted, such as the laws of physics, as evidence that there is an objective reality that we all share. The debate over the nature of truth is complex and ongoing, and there is no easy answer. However, it is important to be aware of the different views on truth, as they can have a significant impact on how we view the world and our place in it. Alright, folks, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new about truth. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.